White House communications director, telling CNN that when it comes to, I mentioned sort of the emphasis of 12 public accusations, that Trump also acted inappropriately towards women while president. Here she is.
I have countless cases of what I considered impropriety in the White House that I brought to the chief of staff because I thought the way he engaged with women was dangerous.
Wait, you brought to Mark Meadows, the chief of staff, or other chiefs of staff, incidents that you witnessed of Donald Trump behaving inappropriately with women?
I did, as well as former White House press secretary Stephanie Grisham.
All right, well, you heard Alyssa say it, and I want now to bring in Stephanie Grisham, the former Trump White House press secretary. And Stephanie, I know Alyssa, reached out to you. I know that, you knew she said that. But obviously, this is very important in the context of now the American court system, the American jury system has reached a conclusion, right, of what the former president, his behavior and what he did. Can you tell us more about what Alyssa Farah Griffin is talking about what happened in the White House?
Yeah, I do want to say first quickly that, when this was all happening, I thought to myself today, if the jury comes back and they find him not guilty, that is our justice system, and I think we need to live with it. So I think that the opposite should apply to those who, are saying it's just a civil trial or E. Jean Carroll is lying, etc. Back to what Alyssa said, yes, I wrote about it in my book. In fact, there was one specific staffer that he worked for me, and he would request for her to be on constant trips when it wasn't her turn. I would rotate the staffers to go on foreign trips, especially. He one time had one of my other deputies bring her back so that they could look at her ass, is what he said to him. And I wrote about this in my book. So this is nothing new for me to be saying publicly, but she, I sat down and talked to her at one point, asked her if she was uncomfortable. I tried everything I could to ensure she was never alone with him. I did take it to a couple of different chiefs of staff, including Mark Meadows. And, I don't like Mark Meadows. Everybody knows that. And, I think at the end of the day, what could they do other than go in there and say, this isn't good, sir? And, Donald Trump will do what Donald Trump wants to do. So I don't know that I even blame them. When you're dealing with the president of the United States, again, there's no HR group or HR representative to go to talk to about these kinds of things.
It's sort of odd, when you say it, though. I mean, I'm having sort of a flashback to that tape on Access Hollywood that for him, what he did, it just continued, right? I mean, it just was sort of, they let you do it. I mean, I'm not saying it went that far in the cases what you're saying, but I am hearing an eerie echo from what you're describing. What else could they do but say this isn't a good look, sir?
Right.
But look, I knew him for many years before he was in the White House, and this is consistent. How often did this happen, Stephanie, that you saw?
Well, I mean, it happened in terms of, he would always comment on women's looks, or, he would even talk to me sometimes about various plastic surgeries, etc. But with this one staffer, it was really bad, to the point that I was extremely uncomfortable. And, the sad thing is, every senior staff member knew it. Everybody talked about it in our White House. And, I challenge anybody to say what I'm saying right now is not true. So it happened with her a lot. And again, I did everything I could to keep her off of trips, actually, and to stay with her if she was with him alone, because I was really nervous about what could happen. And this was before I knew kind of any of the E. Jean Carroll allegations. I stupidly did know about the Access Hollywood video, but maybe that was what made me, keep with her all the time.
And obviously, I know you're protecting her identity as you should. But just to be clear, did anybody, I mean, I know you're talking about what you did about it. Did Meadows or anybody do anything about it? Or, other than you trying to protect her, it was just, it was what it was?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I took it to the highest absolute level that I could. And from there, I don't know where it went.
All right. Well, Stephanie, I appreciate it. I always appreciate talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.